Salutations readers, welcome back to the LEGO Writer channel. My name is Nkechi, and for today, I'm actually testing out my new filming camera, actually. So I decided just to make a very random, week-long reading vlog. Why not? Or maybe just for at least several days, who knows. But yeah, I'm now no longer using my phone to record, so I'm now using a Polaroid 4K camcorder. I know, a little bit, nostalgia, kind of old school, but I figured, you know what? For the very first time of actually owning an actual camera, I feel like a camcorder was the best way to go. So, in this reading vlog, I think my main book I'm going to be reading in this vlog will be The Liar's Not by M.A. Carrick, because I'm still struggling to actually figure out what I want to read, but I figured, you know what? I have an audiobook. Let me just get through an audiobook so that I can get through these physical books. And also, it's a hybrid read. So a lot of my reading will be at home and stuff. So I figured, you know what? Why not make this in vlogs so that I can have an excuse to really test out my new filming camera. So, yeah, I've already started this. I don't remember when I started. Sometime earlier in January. I don't remember when. But I do have the audiobook, so I have the audiobook right here. And I'm already on the last chapter of the 5th. Yeah, I'm on chapter 5 of part 1 here. And I'm just like, you know what? Let me just kind of vlog the experience, because I feel like I can finish this book before next week. I'm not gonna go into spoilers with this book, because I don't want to be spoilery in my vlogs or anything. But I will say I am enjoying this more so than The Mask of Mirrors. Granted, though, as far as audiobook quality, the actual production of the audiobook, I don't quite like it as much as The Mask of Mirrors. I feel like it's a little bit too breathy for me from the narrator, but I don't know. I don't remember it being like that for The Mask of Mirrors, especially when I sped it up. But like, I am noticing a lot more of these breathing pauses in between than I noticed in The Mask of Mirrors. So I don't like that for the audiobook. But I'm still enjoying the audiobook enough. Like, Nikki Masood is still a really good audiobook narrator for this series, so I'm going to continue on listening to the audiobook. And I am also enjoying this story more, at least in the beginning for sure, than like The Mask of Mirrors, because, well, I have way more background knowledge on the world here. So it's easier for me to understand some things. Of course, there's definitely some things politically that I'm trying to catch up on. I'm trying to, remember, since I've read The Mask of Mirrors in, November. So, it's been a couple of months, and I did not annotate it at all. So, memory is a little bit rough here. But there's enough in here that the authors are reminding me as a reader that I do appreciate. In fact, it's actually like a 1.5 page summary of actually the first book. I do actually really appreciate the recap at the beginning, honestly. I really appreciate it indeed. So, yeah, the goal for this vlog is that by the end of it, I finished reading The Liar's Not. So we'll see how that happens. Hopefully I don't switch it up or anything, but I'm going to finish reading that last chapter in part 1, because in this book it's actually 5 parts, unlike in The Mask of Mirrors there were 4 parts. So yeah. But anyways, yeah, I'm just gonna update y'all sporadically throughout the week, and then let y'all know my thoughts on Liar's Not. And also, again, I really just want to have an excuse to use my new camera. So, yeah, this is just new things for me. So, yeah, talk to y'all later.
Hey everyone, today is Wednesday morning, actually, which is not usually when I record things, at least nowadays, because I do have a job now. It's temporary though, part-time, and I usually work in the mornings, so I'm recording this update now because to let you know, I did do some reading, but I didn't continue my read of the Layers Not. In fact, I was reading on my Kindle, and I started reading Court of Wanderers by Rin Chapeko. It's the sequel to Silver on a Nightfall, and it's the second book in the Reaper series. I'm hoping that it's a duology, so I'm hoping this is the second and final book in this series, but I don't know. I don't know. I haven't heard that there'll be possibly a third book, so we will see. I think this is just the end here. So yeah, I was starting reading that. I think I'm on the third chapter, and so far I'm indeed liking it. It's definitely on par with like the first book so far, and we literally start off right where we kind of like left off, honestly, from the first book. I'm not going to spoil anything in here, but if you don't know, Silver and Nightfall was a book that I really enjoyed last year. I think I read it for the Asian Readathon. I really liked it because it was vampires set in an alternate world. There's also polyamory in here too as well, which I really liked, and yeah, we're seeing that more here. Right now, after the events of the end of Silver and Nightfall, we see our characters again, but they're going to the Court of Wanderers, which is Lord Malik's vampire court. So that's where we're trying to go to, hence the title of the book here, because of these mutations of vampire being things that are just really terrible and horrifying, because this is actually like a really dark fantasy, but it's also like just a fantasy horror, and of course it's queer. So yeah, I'm indeed enjoying that. So I started reading that yesterday, but I'm also here to update y'all to let y'all know that I'm also not feeling so well either. I'm quite certain that it's a cold. I don't think it is COVID, because I've had COVID before and it doesn't feel like COVID. It definitely feels like a cold, which I haven't had in like a while, so that makes sense. So yeah, so I'm not feeling so good here, but it is what it is. I already called in last night, so my supervisor would know. I do have some orange juice here, so I'm just gonna take it easy, drink a lot of orange juice. I also have some cough drops as well, even though I'm not coughing. It's just really a runny nose and just slight muscle aching and slowness and fatigue, but for now I'm seeming to be kind of fine, although we shall see though later on in the evening. But yeah, that's pretty much it, honestly. I don't have many other updates. I literally woke up like 30 minutes ago, so I'm just trying to like get myself to wake up fully. This is a very interesting way to have like a regular vlog of the year, so we'll have to wait and see. But also, I think I'm not gonna call this just a regular reading vlog. I think I'm just gonna call this like a Winter Diary, specifically a Minnesota Winter Diary, because this week is so fucking freezing cold and I fucking hate it. Like, where I'm talking about freezing cold, I mean like single digits below zero temperature, and when we have such extreme winds, the wind chill is like below like 20 below or 25 below or something. Like, I hate Minnesota winter so bad, y'all. So that's why I think I'm gonna call this video like a Minnesota Winter Diary, because good lord, a whole week of freezing temperature, and then here I am getting a cold. I hate it. But again, we are here. So yeah, I'm just gonna update y'all in a couple of days, hopefully with some more reading progress. I'm hoping to get further into The Liar Is Not though, so hopefully I'll read more of it today actually, since I'm just gonna be in bed and stuff. But that depends if I want to like hold on to that big book while I'm reading with an audiobook or not. Or maybe I'm in an e-reading mood. Who knows? But I'll update y'all when I have something to say.
Hey everyone, so today is Thursday afternoon. So it's around 3:20, nearly 3:30 p.m. So I didn't actually go to work today. I also called in for today because despite the fact that I was not feeling as congested in my nose anymore, so I don't have a runny nose or anything, but I did felt really fatigued yesterday, and I did have some more body aching and some soreness that I really did not want to bring into work. So I decided just to call in for today. So I definitely see myself for sure going back to work tomorrow, which would be great. So for today, I did some more reading for sure. It's just a lot of mixture of reading. And then I also went to the library because I returned 2 books. So I'm officially Softy and Nothing the Reformatory by Tanana Revdu. I'm just not in the headspace to read this kind of a story. It is a heavier read, and I didn't really feel inclined to pick it up physically since I had it physically. I didn't feel like reading it physically. Same thing with Enter Ghost as well. I wanted to read it, but I also didn't feel like picking it up physically either. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm still on hold for the audiobooks for both of those books, so I'm just gonna like return the physical books and then wait for the audiobooks to come in. So while I did that, I picked up 2 more books. So I actually picked up the physical copy of the book that I DNF'd, that I soft DNF'd last year, and that was Leech. Oops, hold up. There you go, now y'all can see it. Leech by Heron Anise. I don't know how to pronounce it. This is like an adult sci-fi horror. I think it has like a non-binary protagonist, I think. It's a very weird book. Definitely along the lines of like Thames and Muir, hence Thames and Muir's blurb right here in the cover. But I wanted to give this book another try because I feel like it will be something I really would like. It's just that I only have the audiobook and I didn't have it physically to like follow along. So I soft DNF'd the audiobook, but I'm gonna get the audiobook again and then read it with my eyeballs with the physical copy. So yeah, I'm trying Leech again. I don't know when. I'm not gonna read it in this vlog, honestly, because I got other books to read. And then I finally got a hold of the 100 Years' War on Palestine. Finally, the history of settler colonialism and resistance, 1917 to 2017. So yeah, I finally had it. Like, this was just a book that was on hold for so long in my library, and they had to order more copies because of how many people were on placing this book on hold. So finally I got a copy of this one. So yeah, I'm not usually one to be for history, but this is definitely an important history that I really want to learn more about, for sure. And especially since we're over 100 days into this ongoing genocide. Like, y'all, we're over 100 days. I think we're officially 105 days as I'm recording this. That's way too long. Too many people have died. Too many civilians have died. Too many journalists have died. There's millions of Palestinians who are displaced. Like, they're also in the lines of nearly just starving to death, freezing from death. Like, it's just too much. It's just too much. So I'm looking forward actually to reading the history of at least been like the past 100 years. And yeah, I honestly want to see if I can also snag the audiobook as well, because I feel like having an audiobook with a physical book, especially with nonfiction, would be the best way to go. And I definitely see myself reading it this month. I don't want to hold on to it till the next month. I just want to read it as soon as I can. And so that whoever is on hold on this book specifically can get the chance to read it too. So that's it for as far as library holds. Now as far as what I'm currently reading, I did read more of The Liar's Knot. I've gone to page 186. So I'm specifically on chapter 8, so this is how far I've gone. And so far I'm indeed enjoying this one. I feel like I feel like we're still building up to something. Because I'm trying to remember from like the plot progression of The Mask and Mirrors to see that we're similar to The Liar's Knot. Because each book in this series is titled, and even the chapters are titled to a specific card in the pattern deck, which is part of one of 3 magic systems in this entire series. So I'm trying to see like where we're going to be going with this one. So there's going to be some sort of ancient magic power we're probably got to figure out. So I'm just like, okay, we'll see and what that magic power is. It's definitely still like another slow paced kind of installment here, but I am starting to learn some more things in regards to Duralci Vargo and Grace Serrato, way more than we did in The Mask and Mirrors, which is really keeping my attention here, because even though I'm not really sure where we're going plot wise, as far as character wise, I'm definitely here for the ride. I'm so curious as to seeing what are these characters going to be doing. Like, I'm really curious but to also learn more about Vargo and Gray, because I think Heather or Angela, I don't remember who said it. So Heather from Here Booktubes and Angela from Literature Science Alliance, when they were talking about specifically Vargo, I can't remember who said it, but someone said that Duralci Vargo was like an adult Cass Brecker. And I have to say, reading this book is definitely giving Cass Brecker. I mean, I could see just a little bit in The Mask and Mirrors, but in this book here, I'm seeing the Cass Brecker. And honestly, this is definitely the version of Cass Brecker that I prefer more than like this original Six of Crows. Look, I said what I said. I love me some Six of Crows my first time reading it, but when I'm thinking back about Cass Brecker's character, I was really looking at like, sure, bruh, yeah, sure, you're a mastermind, yeah, like, I will say I did not believe it. This here, I can see the cunningness here, the ruthlessness, but also the foreplanning. Like, there's definitely some similarities between Vargo and, like, Cass, but, like, here, Vargo is really his own character, so is Cass as well, so they're definitely comparable, but it is very, very interesting when I think about Vargo like that. But even just learning more about Vargo, too, since we're getting a lot more of Vargo, and also getting a lot more of Gray, too. One thing for sure that I really like about the series, though, is the way that this author duo is really handling the characters. Especially since you don't really know what's going on plot-wise, or at least you don't know where it's going to head into. You're not totally sure regarding, like, who's going to do what regarding the core politics in this series, but I will say, as far as character-wise, I'm here for it. I'm very curious to see what's going to happen next. So, yeah, just going to continue on reading it. I'm hoping to finish this book during the weekend. That's a lot of pages, though, and that means a lot of audiobook listening. So I don't know if I'll finish this book this weekend, but at least I want to get further into it. Hopefully I can get maybe like halfway through. If I can get around halfway through, I think that would be great. And I'll just finish the book next week. So it is what it is, but the goal is to at least get much further into The Liar's Knot. But then I finally went back to picking up War Girls by Tojo Nobuchi. I actually picked up the audiobook again. I was just like, you know what, I feel like reading this physically is definitely not helping me, so let me just pick up the audiobook. And yeah, I've just been reading solely via audio. I'm not even bother hybrid reading it, but I've made it this far into it. I'm nearly halfway there. I'm on chapter 27, nearly 200 pages into this book. And y'all, this book is very intense as far as not only just violence, but also the sci-fi version of Nigeria, but also just in the regards to the consequences of war in regards to the Nigerians and the Biafrans. Now, I will say, as far as how much knowledge of the Biafran War you have to know, I feel like having just a basic knowledge, actually, of the Biafran War will really be helpful to know as far as what's going on, but also motivations. Like, I feel like Tocho Nobuchi does explain enough of it, but I feel like it does require some sort of a background knowledge. Now, I do think that it's somewhere in the author's note here. I think Tocho Nobuchi provides also some extra material, maybe some other books or memoirs and stuff written by other Nigerian authors in regards to Biafran War that you could read up on. But so far, I just thought that there was a country, at least as a starting point, and so far I'm pretty much understanding motivations, character things, and all that. And I do like it. It's still a little bit much because, again, I'm not, as much as I like sci-fi, I'm still not, my brain is still needing to adjust to sci-fi. My brain is easy adjusts to like some like horror or fantasy or any other genre. For some reason, sci-fi takes a little bit more since it's more sciencey. But I will have to say, once you get into it, it starts to make more sense, personally. So yeah, so far I'm enjoying it. I do, well, enjoy is a hard way to really, it's not the right word, but like, I'm liking the story, and I like how Tojo Nobuchi is writing this narrative. However, do look up kind of worse. There's definitely a lot about war, there's definitely kidnapping, and we are talking about those child soldiers, so there's that. There's also murder, blood, violence, guns, so definitely look up Content Warriors before picking this book up. But I will have to say is that I am very much glad that I'm starting off the year with at least trying War Girls. I'm hoping to finish it in like, if not today, I'm hoping to finish at least tomorrow or even Saturday. I don't know. It's hard to figure out what I want to read next. Like these two books, I don't know. This one is on my series TBR for the year, and this one's a sequel that I'm just grateful that I even got the iBook for. So I don't know which one's going to be done first. I'm already further into War Girls, more so The Liar's Not. But we shall see what happens. But anyways, that's all I really, I mean, that's pretty much all reading update wise. With that, I haven't got much progress into the typewriter right now. Mostly because I feel like I'm going to do more of that during the weekend, since it does take me a while to do it. And I do think having an audiobook on hand will be the best way to go about it for that one. So probably, yeah, I'll probably will finish it during the weekend. We'll see though. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's really all I have for y'all.
It's on. Hold on. Seriously? Come on now. Put your fingers out like you tap with one hand. Okay. I guess that's how she taps. That's not how she taps. Okay. Oh, it's missing the ding. I know it's Lego. I know. But, you know. I grew up learning how to type on a typewriter. So, this brings memories.
next to me.
I'm doing this just because.
Why the date on this camera said 2023, so 2024?
I'll figure that out.
Alright,
that's it. Salutations, everyone. Today is Friday, and it's nearly 10 p.m. at night. So I'm actually just here to give you a final update and then end this reading diary, video diary kind of thing. So, I did do a little bit more reading, but not as much. And honestly, there was definitely a missed opportunity to read more. So, I was reading a little bit more, I think, last night, something like that, a little bit early this morning, for Court of Wanderers. I'm still very much enjoying this sequel. The thing is, though, that I am surprised, though, is the tone, like, tonally, the sequel is lighter than the first book, which I do find it very interesting. I was like, I'm not used to it being so dark in the first book and then feeling a little bit lighter. Like, it's not, like, so lighthearted or anything, but it's definitely lighter in tone than the first book. Okay, so, you know, that's one thing to keep note of. And I don't think it's really it's not really a critique of the book itself, it's just really on, like, my reading experience specifically. Like, okay. Like, I'm not too far in. I'm about 20% in, so I'm not very far into it as far as, like, plot or anything. But I'm decent enough in that I'm still intrigued to continue, because I'm still curious as to seeing how this will end. And I am hoping that this is just a duology. I hope it's not a trilogy, honestly. And that's pretty much it as far as reading. I literally have not finished a damn book. Such is my life, honestly. And to be quite honest, I think y'all saw in the B-roll, I was really just working on the LEGO Typewriter, which you can literally see right here. And yeah, and despite the fact that I put this typewriter together, there's not point at all during the entire time I listened to an audiobook. I know, missed opportunity. I literally could be listening to an audiobook while I was doing that, but I didn't bother. I just wanted to watch something, honestly. I didn't really want to be focusing on something while I'm really actively focusing on putting this freaking typewriter together. Because I felt like if I listened to an audiobook, then I definitely would be missing out on, like, what the heck is going on with this typewriter. Like, pieces were I was dropping pieces on the ground, which really frustrated me because I then had to pick up the piece again, make sure I find it, make sure pieces are put incorrectly, because sometimes the diagram on the thing does not really actively show me how to put it incorrectly. So I had to, like, figure it out. It was just a lot for me. It was a lot, but, you know, I did figure it out, and it ended up working really well. So I'm happy about that. Also, my package came in. It's not a book, but it is merch from Jan Agaton. And it's one of her merch items. See? Canceling plans to read and edit. I really love this. I love this concept here. So I'm very much happy that I got it, and it's navy blue, it's long sleeves. I think it makes sense because, again, it's in the winter time. But even if it ends up being more summer, I'm still going to wear it anyways. Will I be sweating through this? Yes. Would I care? Also no. As long as I'm inside and I'm having some sort of air AC, I'm going to be fine. But yes, I will be wearing this as much as I can because I love it. So yes, thank you, Jan, for your merch. But yeah, y'all be seeing me wear that more often in future videos. So yeah. Because that's what I feel. That's what honestly it feels like what I'm doing most times is reading and editing. But anyways, yes, that is it. This is the end of this video diary, and I'm gonna call this more like a seasonal video diary kind of thing. And yeah, so yeah, I do want this to be more of a recurring thing on this channel. So we'll see how that goes, especially with this new camera. I still need to figure out lighting. I'm using my reader light here to light my face so y'all can even see me. And then we gotta figure out external microphone, which I did buy, like, a thing for the external microphone, but it literally cannot fully connect to this camcorder, so I need to buy, like, a different cable to connect it so that y'all can get better audio quality. But yeah, as far as what I've been reading here, literally I've been reading Court of Wanderers on here. I continued my read of War Girls finally, and via audio too, so I'm nearly halfway through this. And, you know, liking it so far. I'm pretty sure I'm over a third of the way through. Am I over a third? Or am I about a third? Okay, I'm actually nearly a third of the way through. The Liar's Not, so, you know. I don't think I'm actually going to finish it during the weekend at all. I don't have no idea what my reading is going to look like. Just know that with any of these video diaries in regards to my reading, I have no idea what the hell I'm reading, or how long I'll be reading, or if I finish anything. So, yeah. So, y'all know, see, if you're new to the channel, you just watched this video for the very first time, just know that what I be reading, it's up in the freaking air, okay? It truly is just up in the air on what I want to read, what I finish, if I finish anything. But so far, this video diary has been mostly focused on this LEGO Typewriter. It is what it is, which is fine. we are here. So then, yeah, that is pretty much all. Thank you all for coming onto this channel. And if you made it this far into the video, but you're not really sure what to say, just give me like a camera emoji or a I'm freezing emoji, like one of those two, or both if you feel like it. But anyways, thank you all for coming to this channel, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.